5, 6, 7, 8. It's a messes. Oh, it's a messes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast.
Oh,
Join us as we dive into this week's mess.
oh, it's a messes. Oh. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's a Messes, my favorite podcast. I'm Jess, working through the mess, and I'm so glad you came back to hang out with us again.
And I'm Rena. I'm your other host, and I'm happy to be here and have the opportunity to continue to figure shit out.
Period. Well, you guys are joining us for episode 78, The Power of Being Grateful.
Yeah.
I am very excited for this episode. But before we do, we have that segment called What's the Mess? I'm going to ask Rena, what is your mess?
Okay, so my mess, I feel.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm in this stage where I'm feeling my goals and my wants in existence shifting.
Oh.
So I'm just really trying to ask myself, like, is this growth or is this depression? And I'm leaning towards growth,
Good.
but it is concerning when you start to lose interest in things that once were like, that thing that gave you energy.
Yeah. Like what, for instance?
Like buying all these damn shoes. Like, and I've been actively searching for a shoe to like make me say, oh yes. I mean, there are some shoes that I want, but like, I'm coming from this place of like just wanting to just cop everything I see, and then like wanting to like make outfits in my head and just like, and it's just not there. I mean, there's like a little flicker. It's not a full-on flame like it once was.
Yeah.
And I've just been really interested in kind of narrowing things down, like getting rid of belongings and just having like a small capsule wardrobe, just dwindling down my things and just living very simply and small. And I know it definitely like sounds like it could be depression, but I don't think
it does. It sounds concerning,
that's
but
what it is.
Right, because I was gonna say it does, because when you start dwindling shit, that's when people tell you to look out. Like when your friend starts giving away shit that they once valued, like. But I think the way that you're talking about it, it sounds like you have enthusiasm for the other thing. That there's a flame in you for being more minimal, and I think it's okay to shift. I mean, we're getting older. You're changing. Your perspective changes. What you like changes, and that's okay. I think that's a really important point, because shoes served its purpose. It did what it was supposed to do in your life. It gave you such a fire and a fever, and now something else can do that. And like, that's okay.
There's still an appreciation. I think it's just gotten to this point where I've had pretty much every shoe that I ever wanted when I was younger. And now everything just seems like a repeat. And then I'm starting to feel like those OG sneakerheads who used to complain about, man, the quality ain't how it was back in 92. Like, and we're like, nigga, we was 4. Like,
right.
How about 92? Like, we want them now.
Right.
And now I'll see shoes. I'm like, those are ugly. And I'm like, look at this quality. It's just trash. And I'm just at this point, like, okay. Like, I still have an interest and I still have a respect for it. But the need to like fill up, like having a sneaker room and all of that, I'm just like, that is not it for me. I need to fit all of the shoes that I want in a trunk or in a suitcase, because it's got to fit in a van. Because that's what I'm going to live in.
That's your fire now. That makes perfect sense.
I'm trying to like fire for real. I'm trying to like financially independent, retire early. Like that's really like my next goal. Yeah. So that's why I think it's not depression. I'm not giving things away. I'm not thinking about jumping off of bridges or anything. I'm just like, I want to scale down and really be surrounded by things that mean a lot to me.
I love that.
And that I really like the quality. I don't want to look at something and be like, oh, like, why is it made like this? But I'm just going to keep it because it's hype or it's worth something. I think a lot of my sneaker interest was money. The fact that I know this shoe has value. So unfortunately, now that a lot of these shoes that I've held on to, like, people aren't buying them because, people ain't got money. Yeah. I'm just kind of like, well, I'm like, I know if I wait for another 3 to 5 years, it'll go back up.
Yeah.
Because, as the market returns, as the economy returns, people will have more money. But I'm like, do I have it to wait 3 to 5 years?
Right.
Do I want to? And I don't anymore.
Yeah.
So So yeah, that's my mess. That's my mess.
Okay. That's a beautiful mess, though. I think it's important to highlight that changes can still feel frightening, even if the other thing is like exciting to you. Letting go of who you were so that you can be who you are and who you want to be, even if that's, the thing that's bringing you fire, letting go of that is sometimes really difficult. So I'm proud of you,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
this.
Like a
You
lot
got
of things
this.
that I really thought I wanted, I'm just like, I don't think that's it anymore. And it
Yeah.
is scary, but I'm going with the flow. Because
Period.
what else can I do?
That's true. That's true.
And you?
And me. I think the mess is that the holidays are tough.
Oh,
Like, I
oh.
can't believe that we are so close to Christmas. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
been home in a year. And the
Mm.
way these ticket prices are set up, I won't be home for Christmas. I won't be home
We
for
need a song. We need a song
Christmas.
about that.
We do.
We do. Like, there will be no tree.
For real. Ain't no money. But even still, my holiday spirit feels so different now that I'm an
Mm,
adult. And I don't know if
mm,
it's because I'm an adult or if it was honestly, there was just like a very shift change in how I felt about Christmas and the holidays once my mom passed.
true.
So
Facts.
that's the mess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not like overwhelmingly sad about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just aware. And it sucks because I'll go into a store and they have the trees and they have the decorations and the Christmas music is on. And I'm a magical thinker, like Rena knows. I just think magically about everything. But this, I'm just kind of not. I just don't have it. And it's so odd to me. Um yeah, so that's the mess. I mean, I
Okay.
will say that I have built a tremendous, wonderful community out here. So it's not like I'll be alone. And for that, I'm actually like so grateful.
Mm. Okay, you leading us to our topic?
Leading us on into the
No.
topic. But no, that's the mess. That's
No,
the
I feel
mess.
you
It's
on
just
that.
like I just am like aware that I
Yeah.
don't feel the things. And that makes me a little bit sad.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
I think I felt that way about Thanksgiving. Like, for me, I spent Thanksgiving alone. It was fabulous.
Yeah.
And I think I would tell people, they're like, "Oh, what's your plan?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the house by myself." And they're like,
Mm.
"Oh, yes, oh, shock. I'm so sad for you." Sad for me? I am ecstatic. I'm
Right.
so happy to not be going anywhere and enjoying my full day off
Yeah.
and not having to travel to anybody's house. But to me, it felt very much just like a day. It's just like, oh, it's
Yeah.
a day off. It didn't have any of that magic that it would have when I was younger. Now with
Yeah.
Christmas, I'm actually feeling a little warmer towards Christmas this year. I just don't want it in my
Nice.
house.
Period.
Like I love the season and the lights and all that shit, seeing that out there in the streets.
She said out
But
there away from me.
well,
Okay, Scrooge.
no,
Old bar humbug looking ass nigga.
I
I'm
just
just
don't have
playing.
the energy to decorate. But
Yeah, that
I
shit's a lot.
appreciate people who want to decorate. I like watching other people give each other gifts. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
me this year. And I
Yeah.
don't want to receive gifts because you're gonna give me something I'm gonna have to donate. And I don't have a car right now. So how the fuck am I gonna
The
I
logic behind this is
just don't
hilarious.
want to be stuck with shit in my house I can't get rid of.
I know
So
that's
you give me a
real.
gift I don't want, I'm gonna either have to leave it at your house
Yeah.
or I'm gonna have to give it to a homeless person, which I can do, but don't be offended. Just if you're gonna give me something, let it be
Give me
money
money.
or food. I'll take food.
I'll take a gas card.
Okay, just give Jess money.
I like food too, but I
Yeah,
can.
you're a vegan. So
What that mean?
I don't know. Like people may give you something that has like eggs in
Nuts.
it or
I mean, I
something.
said nuts. Like
Nuts,
that's not
nigga.
vegetables and fruits. That's funny. She's slow, y'all. I'm just playing.
It's okay. It's okay.
but but no,
But
yeah,
I mean, I don't feel like, oh, like that little kid excited for Christmas, but there are things
yeah.
I want to do. Like I feel this need to create my own traditions.
Okay.
I want to partake in Christmas this year. I just don't want to decorate. I don't want to do it. I don't want to host Christmas.
Yeah.
Like,
But
but I'll
you are
show up for an
still in the
event.
spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not in the spirit at all. That's what you're saying. You ain't feeling it at
don't
all.
feel Christmassy at all. I feel, even when the songs come on, I'll sing, but it's not like, like
Oh,
Elf.
Santa ain't been
Not
around for a minute.
Santa. I meant that level of excitement. I mean, I think I'm sad that I haven't been home this year and that I don't have plans to go home. I think that's the main thing that's really doing it for me. And I'm just like, there's a
I
lot
feel
of
you
things that
on
are
that.
involved in that. But yeah, I think that's a lot of what I'm feeling. But
Yeah.
yeah. But all in all, I can't say that it's horrible. But yeah, that's the mess. I'm just kind of
No, I get it. I get it. If you're
yeah.
used to going home and you have a home that you acknowledge, a family that you acknowledge, I get being sad about
Yeah.
not being able to be there.
Right.
So
I think that's the main thing. Just
you need to call them niggas.
I do. It's just the phone,
and sing just sing over the phone.
I'm just send them a little letter.
Oh,
Send them a letter
that.
with some money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that's the type of shit
I'm
I
about
want.
to get back into my letter writing. That's the way. That's like one of my forms of communication that I love. I feel like it's very intimate. I write my niece and nephew letters, and I haven't this year. So I'm gonna write them a letter again, and then send some money too, because everybody love a little money.
Better get to writing.
Yes, it's about time. So yeah, I'm gonna write some letters and then send it to the people I love. Some of them, and I'm just saying I love a lot of people. Everybody be doing all them letters, but but yeah. So yeah, that's my mess. We don't have to harp on it, but that's it. And I guess we are now okay. So you guys are joining us for episode 78. Sorry, that was like a really disjointed.
I was like, what happened? I'm like, did you
glitched? And I was like, what do we do here? Y'all, we took that break and I forgot how the podcast ran. Okay, wait. So now that we're done with the mess, I just wanted to reintroduce the topic and say that you are joining us for episode 70.
Y'all.
Oh my God.
We still at it. Okay.
We're still here. Okay. You guys are joining us for episode 78, the power of being grateful. So yes, Rena, why this topic?
Because you said so.
Period. I love that. I love that. That's like my favorite thing to hear. No, is that really why? You said because I said so? Okay, period.
Yeah, it's the ever so optimistic one. Thought this would be a good idea. And I figured it would be a great way to get things started again, coming back from our break and leading us into, 2023.
Yeah.
A little gratefulness. Gratitude.
Well, we missed our usual Thanksgiving episode, and we're grateful that y'all gave us, ease and grace for that. But yeah, I feel like the idea of staying in a grateful mindset colors the world just a little bit differently. And I always want to explore that. And so that's what we're going to do. Now, let the people know what the agenda is for the episode.
DIC, which stands for...
You are so ridiculous. DIC. Okay, wow. Yeah, you right.
That's the agenda. And that stands for define, impact, and cope. That's our format, guys. Get your mind out the gutter. So this episode, what we're gonna do, or this conversation, I should say, is define what it means to be grateful. Maybe share a couple of things that we're grateful for. And go into how the act of being grateful has impacted us in our lives, and then how we cope going forward. One thing to note, we make each section clearly known so that you can follow along with us. So you'll hear either Jess or I say, okay, we're at the definition and yada, yada, yada. So that'll give you time to pause, just reflect, write things down, do you, stare off into space, whatever you got to do. Or you can just keep listening. And then also, if you vibe, we vibe. We tried. Oh my gosh. I'm messing
It's a mess, sis.
It's a mess. And we're going to keep going with it. If you manage to follow us to this point, your tribe. That's it.
Period.
That's it.
And thank you for following along with all of our shenanigans, all of our outbursts, all of our tangents, because there will be a plenty. Okay, we are now to the definition. So, according to our dear friend, Google. The fact that you were confused, Rena. Okay. According to our dear friend Google, to be grateful is to be received or experienced with gratitude, to
Oh.
be welcomed. And gratitude is the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. And I really liked how those kind of folded together. Because when I think about being grateful, there's just definitely an appreciation for what is. And I definitely want to return that into the universe, into the world, to other people. So I really liked how those kind of went together. What about you? How are you defining this thing?
So myself and I defined to be grateful as meaning to feel joy or optimism in being, like for whatever
Mm.
reason, resulting in a
Mm-hmm.
positive or appreciative outlook on life in general.
I love that.
So is this where we get into what we're grateful for? Or we're going to save that for the impact.
My impact was talking about what I'm grateful for, but
Okay,
I
so
can
we'll do that.
definitely just
No, let's just go
list some
into
other
impact.
things to the impact. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're to the impact, folks.
See, I told you this would
I
happen.
Yeah, you did. She was in line to you.
What's wrong with us?
A lot. Okay. So I am grateful for the journey.
Okay. I'm
You
here. I'm
okay?
back.
You got
I'm back.
tickled?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, yeah. So the impact is that I am grateful for the journey.
Oh Lord.
And it has taken me some time to get here. And I'm learning still how to experience life like in its fullness. I feel like without waiting on the next step, like what's coming up, really just experiencing like the now of it all. And I have to say, so far, it's been pretty incredible. I have just gotten a new place
Hey.
and a new car.
Oh wow.
And for those material things, I am beyond excited and grateful. But for the time before this, preparing me for now, I can't say with enough enthusiasm how grateful I am for that. Like,
The
I don't
journey
know.
here.
Yes, in those moments, I was taught so many invaluable lessons, and I'm wiser for it. I
Mm.
honestly look forward to being like this old lady with so many experiences that I just have this pathway of memories of all that I've experienced in life, and knowing that it won't all be roses and rainbows, but that even the midst of like darkness and storm, I'll have learned something. You know what I'm saying? I'll have experienced life in a more full way. Um, and that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the ebbs and flows of life because I've been through a lot. Even in the time that Rena's known me, I've been through, you know, the girls got the ups and the downs. And so have we all, if we're just honest. Life looks that way for all of us, whatever those trials or whatever the things that we go through. I think for me, I'm just sitting in this space of like realizing that without that I wouldn't be here.
Mm.
Like honestly, I could have had the material things already,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
But the weight of it feels different because my mindset is different. Because of some of the things I've experienced, I've released some of the things that held me back before, some of the fear, some of the trepidation. I've let some of that go. And so, because of that, I'm sitting in this experience with a lot more freedom and a lot more willingness to just soak it up and say,
Mm.
today is a good day. I don't know what tomorrow going to be. And yesterday might have been shit, but that's okay. And because of that, I don't know. I'm just like really grateful for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
They say, like, especially when you're trying to be successful, they say you got to find joy in the journey. So
Yeah.
I feel like wherever you're headed, you definitely getting there expeditiously.
Well, I mean, and even if it takes its time, because that's the thing. Like out here, I'm in LA, and it's so easy to do this comparison thing. It's very easy, because we are looking to our peers for a gauge, if you will.
Mm.
And a lot of my friends are doing really great things. My friend was just on American Horror Story. I have a friend who was just a part of Doom Patrol, HBO series. I have another friend who was just in a holiday movie on BET Plus. I have a friend who was just in like a Staples commercial nationwide. I have a friend, like my people are doing the things.
Sounds like you're in the right circle.
I am, but I'm not doing the things. And it would be very easy to find myself in compare and say like, I'm not there.
Well, I'm not talking about comparing at all.
No, I was just saying this is why I am grateful that I'm sitting in this space and not comparing. I'm saying that
You're good.
I'm good.
And
like
when I say expeditiously,
yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I feel like finding joy in the journey is like the gateway to success. That's what I mean by expeditiously, because I feel like doing the comparison like you're talking about, it can hold you back.
Absolutely.
And it can make you resent your journey.
Yeah.
And then I think if you're resenting your journey, you got to ask yourself, are you really on the right journey? So the fact, I feel like what I mean by expeditiously, it sounds like you're in alignment to what success is going to be like for you authentically.
Yeah.
So your time will come. I'm not saying, oh, you're going to walk outside and all of a sudden just walk on set of a TV show or,
that'd be amazing.
I mean,
God, we thank you for that.
But I'm just saying, the fact that you're enjoying the journey kind of means you're already successful.
That's very true. You're absolutely right, Rima. You're absolutely right. It's amazing just the mental space that I'm in. I think that's another. Yeah. I'm grateful for a lot, and I can really just go on and on. But let's shoot to you. What is the impact for you?
Okay, so the impact, I'm really grateful for just having, what the hell did I do? I forgot what I was grateful for. Okay, so for me, I said I'm really grateful for time. And actually for the first time, like feeling like I have time, because that's been something that I've always felt like has like been slipping away from me from as long as I can remember.
I want to sing the song. I'm so sorry.
Sing it.
Time is slipping away from me. Okay, go ahead. It just popped in my head. I said, oh, we got to do that one. Okay, go ahead. So you always felt like time was slipping away from you.
Right. So I'm kind of grateful for being in this place of feeling like I have not like a control over time, but I'm kind of like good in my timeline, like good where I am. Yeah. And also having time for myself, to myself. And then just kind of being grateful for the small things that bring me joy on the daily, like a good cup of coffee or just like me snuggling up in my blanket. Like the fact that I can see those things, I feel like I've been so preoccupied with like wanting something big and grand or to be somebody big and grand that I've overlooked like these small little pleasures and things. And when I start to pay attention to the like fine details, I realize I have so much to be grateful for. Yeah. So just that, like things like that. Of course, I'm grateful for my friends and my significant somebodies and chosen family, my people, my tribe, all of that.
Significant somebody.
All of your significant somebodies to somebody.
She said not to me, bitch. Okay.
But overall, I'm just grateful. Being grateful is a choice for me. And I'm realizing, I'm very aware now that it's a choice. And by acknowledging the small things, I'm choosing to exercise that. Yeah. Being grateful like every day. And I feel like I get stronger and I can find more things to be grateful for because I'm looking for it versus like kind of being on guard for disappointment. Ooh. So I'm very intentional about being grateful. I open up the day with like my gratitude journal. Like I got to start the day with 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I just find myself being more amazed by life and more intrigued by it and wanting to do more in big and small ways.
Yeah. So That's
That's
really
been a big impact for
incredible.
me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
makes me so happy because
Oh Lord.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, when we first met,
Oh Lord.
Rena, I think oftentimes you would approach things with a very apprehensive, tentative, like this could go wrong vibe and maybe like idea and approach. And I would be like, well, yes, but also these good things could be happening as well,
Right.
And I don't know, that just makes me so like excited for you because I do think that um allowing room for the things that are good just makes more room for them. And I
Right.
think we talked about discussing the like positives of being grateful. And
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
oh God, I'm sorry. I
no,
didn't mean to.
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's powerful. Like you
Mhm.
have to choose it. And
You
I think that's
do.
one of the things when we first met, you said that. You're like, look, I am choosing to be nice to you people. You're
Yeah.
like, I am choosing to be a pleasant person. Like,
Yes.
I am choosing to present myself in this way.
Yes.
This is a
Absolutely.
choice. I'm
It's
just
a
not like
choice.
this.
Exactly. And I
And
think
when people
people
say those things, you believe them.
thank you.
You should
I
believe them.
mean,
When they say, I am choosing to be nice to you, this isn't just my default, you should believe them.
you should believe them. I mean, the thing is, I am human like the rest of them. I know you're trying to be shady, and I'm not even gonna allow you to come in here and we both all this gratefulness. I'm not gonna allow you to do it. But
See?
it's true though. It's
It
true
is
though.
true. It is.
Like it's a lot of these things are a choice in life.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's more difficult to make these choices. I want to acknowledge that. Sometimes we have chemical imbalances that really fuck with the nature of how we see the world. But I have friends who've struggled with little things, and I say, no, it's not going to be an overnight. I'm just so grateful for the world. But if every day you could find one tiny thing to say, I'm grateful that my toes all work.
I mean, yeah,
Because you need them. You
let me
need
tell,
them. They
I mean,
balance
really,
your
you
ass.
don't need, well, at my
Well,
new job,
uh oh. Uh huh.
I mean, you don't need your toes.
What's
But,
happening? Who working there with no toes? The janitor?
no, I mean, there was a patient
And,
and
and
he
they
didn't have
living
no,
their life fully functional
he
or
was
what?
walking. He was walking
Wow, he didn't
with
have
no
no
toe,
toes?
no toes, both toes, both
Both.
feet.
I was
I
like,
mean,
we
like
have
both
more
feet,
than you
both
only got
sets of
one
toes,
toe inside.
both sets of toes.
You got one toe inside of your foot.
He had
I'm
no
just kidding.
toes.
He no toes.
He just
Okay,
had
well, I guess
heel and midfoot.
and he was walking on his heel and midfoot.
Running after one of the
Like
nurses.
he was running
Well, like, I mean, he was walking after her briskly.
quickly.
But I'm just
Okay, that's
saying,
not
it's
funny.
possible.
Okay, well, I mean, but even there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong. There's something the matter
I'm
with
not gonna
you.
dispute that.
That's funny as fuck. But okay, even in that situation, just saying, I don't got none of my toes, but I can still walk briskly after this nurse I
Exactly
find
that.
attractive. Like, I know that it's,
It was
I was, what I was getting at was I know that sometimes to be grateful feels very overwhelming in the midst of like very dark situations. And I don't want to be unrealistic about the nature of what it takes to get to a place of just sitting in gratitude because life will keep lifing. It's going to do what it does. But a small moment, a small, like Rena was saying, the small little pieces, I think they build upon each other till you have a foundation that is covered, a floor of gratefulness that is just your foundation. It starts small. If you are sad, if you are going through, if you are struggling, find the one, find the little, find the small, and focus on that and focus on that. And the more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more you will actually have to be grateful for. I don't know
I
if it's
agree.
science, I don't know if it's spiritual
I
or if it's a
think
mix of both, but
I
it
think it's
just is.
universal law. Whatever you focus on, that's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a very broad and generic and just out there statement, just as a disclaimer. But I don't know. I feel
Mm.
like in the Black community, I feel like the default, the baseline of a lot of our perceptions is to be depressed, is to always be on guard, to
Mm.
always feel like
Mm.
somebody's out to get you.
Mhm.
And to always kind of look like to feel like there's a lack, like you're running out of things, like your glass is half empty instead of half full. And I feel like gratefulness, like forcing myself, having that choice to say, you know what, like if I'm going to continue on this plane, on this earth, I need to find something good about it. Because if not, I cannot continue feeling like I am the world's target.
Yeah.
Now, by saying that, I'm not saying that we aren't targeted, that we don't have struggles. But if nobody out there is going to give me a reason to find worth and value in my existence, I gotta choose to seek that out.
Yeah.
And if I want to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the realest shit, Rena. That's the realest shit.
And that's the power of being grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're absolutely right. We have a lot of reasons to be down and this and that and the other. We do. And a lot of it is trauma, and a lot of it is generational trauma that we are sitting with. And of course, that is heavy. A lot of us have, I saw somebody say it's not PTSD because that's post-traumatic. It's persistent traumatic stress.
Persistent.
Because we are still in it. And so I understand, and I don't want to make light of the fact that it's sometimes hard to see the good. It's hard to see the grateful. But that's why I recommend just starting very small and finding those little pieces and those little bits that you're like, you know what? Just like you said, Rena, because that's really what it is for me. It's like, I honestly don't know another reason to be on this planet. I have no idea. I don't know why we're here. And that's all I have is to say that I make the choice every day to decide what kind of movie this is that I'm going to play back at the end. That's literally what I'm doing now. I'm like, what kind of movie am I going to make? I'm directing this thing, and I'm going to direct it with gratefulness. I'm going to find the good. I'm going to sift through the shit, and I'm going to come out with gold. Like, I have the decision in that. That's the only thing that I really have the decision in. Everything else in this world is crazy, and I don't know. And I know you think less of me, but I don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So,
and I'm just gonna speak on another thing, because maybe somebody else, I know you say something's wrong with me, and I'm not saying that isn't correct. But for me, when it comes to gratitude, I had a fear of gratitude.
Did you?
And I don't know if I'm the only person out there, because, everybody tells you, you should be grateful, but nobody told me why. Show up at Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? And there's this expectant look, like, say me, say your parents, say all these people around you, So I always felt like, people always, when they say be grateful, that they want you to acknowledge something that was done for you. Or I felt like I had to acknowledge something that was done for me. And it made me feel like I owed people.
Okay.
So that's where, like, that fear came from. I'm like, I didn't know that being grateful could be for me. I thought being grateful was just giving a thank you to all these people who have done things for me. And then that just put pressure on me to have to be somebody that another person could be thankful for.
It felt like pressure.
Yeah, it felt like pressure. Thank you for summing all that into pressure.
No, of course. I have never heard that before. No, not in a bad way. Like, I am wrapping my brain around it, and I think I can kind of understand, because it does make sense. Like, especially if you're like, I thought you was just supposed to feed me. You're my mom. Like, now I got to be grateful. No, I'm just kidding. But I understand. That's kind of like where you were coming from. And I get that. I think for me, I saw moms not feeding their kids. So I never took anything as a given. Like, you don't have to be, and this is the thing that I think, you don't have to be kind to me. You don't have to be thoughtful. You don't have to be generous. You don't have to be anything to me. You really don't. You don't have to be a good person. You don't have to be kind heart. You don't have to be anything to anyone. You really don't. Even as a parent, it's fucked up. But there's a lot of parents that say, I don't want to. And they did it. And they still living their life. So as a parent, as a friend, as a lover, as a spouse, as a cousin, as a brother, as an aunt, as an uncle, as anything to anybody, anything that you do to them, for them, in a positive way, is to be grateful. They don't have to do any of those things. Will we care for that? Is it our social norms? Yeah, we can do all of that. But in reality, Nobody has to do anything for you. I don't have to be generous to you. I don't have to be kind. I don't have to be patient. I don't have to be thoughtful. I have to be none of those things. These are things that I'm choosing. And that's funny that you said that about me saying that I chose to be nice. And I feel like people think still that this is just my nature. And some of it is innate, right? Some of it I was born with, but a lot of it I choose. I choose to not allow you to pull me into a space where I have to be upset with you in a way that's going to diminish you or defame you
or
or
get you
any of those
killed.
things or get you killed. Because I have anger like everyone else. I
You might have
have
anger like more people, but more than I don't know.
I have more anger. I mean, I do allow myself to be angry. I'm not saying that I sweep any of my emotions under the rug, but I am choosing of which way to deal with it.
Which
And
I am grateful for.
and I say that to say that these are choices that people are making every day.
Yeah.
So when you feel a bit of kindness, when you feel a bit of warmth, when you feel a bit of patience, when you feel a bit of understanding from another human being towards you, be grateful that they gave you that energy. They did not have to.
That is true. No, and I acknowledge that. I think it comes from me feeling like being a burden, and that's taught me, it's not like I'm just entitled. I mean, there's probably a level of entitlement in there, but it's more like I don't want to have to need you because I don't know, like,
if you
I
can
don't,
return that.
I don't know if I can return this.
Okay.
I don't even want to kind of bother you so that like I have to say, like, if I have to say thank you, that means you kind of stepped
You
out
did something
outside
for
yourself
me.
and helped me.
Okay.
And it's kind of like,
you don't want to be a burden in that way.
Right. I don't want to be a burden. I think that's where it stems from, my fears of being a burden. And I
Damn.
think like part of that is when people help you, you are grateful.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also that flip side of you may have put them in a position where they had to, give what they weren't expecting to give. And not that they didn't want to, but it can feel like that sometimes, or you feel like you're taking away from people. And, but I know now, kind of working with myself, that if you're going to help somebody out, like do it from the kindness of your heart. Don't give anything that you can't afford to give.
That's time, energy, money.
And if somebody chooses to do that, that's kind of not my problem.
Absolutely.
Like, and if I choose to do that for someone else and I've overextended myself, that's not their problem either, because I had a right to say no. So now that boundaries have kind of helped me to feel worthy, to see, to be okay with being grateful and being thankful for things that people have done for me, to feel worthy of receiving that.
Yeah.
And to also give in a way where I don't give in a way expecting people to be thankful. I just do it because I'm like, this is what I would want done for me. So I'm coming.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I noticed like played a role in my life, that I, at one point in time, I was afraid of being a burden to others, and therefore kind of had fear about being grateful for people or being thankful for people, because I'm like, does that mean like I need you too much? Or
I think now that you're giving in this way, what it sounds like to me is very reciprocal. Now that you're giving from a place that doesn't feel burdensome, you realize that people can give to you and not feel
so it makes more sense now.
Yeah. It's just the ebb and flow of things. If you're giving of a free spirit, you realize that other people can do that same thing. I think that's incredible. That's amazing. Okay.
So
are we to the cope?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I cope by continuing to acknowledge where I am, sifting through the muck and finding the treasure. Because life will continue to life, but as long as I'm looking for something to be grateful for, I will find it.
Life will continue to life.
It will. It will. I have no preconceived notions that everything is going to always be great. But I know that in any moment, I will be grateful for something.
Yeah, you're like, the bad shit's going to come. Like, but what's going to help you get through that is like finding something to be grateful for. Just finding that one little
like
nugget
a little
of
anchor.
hope. Yeah, that little anchor. Kind of like what's that movie? Inception. You know,
Oh, yeah.
where you're like
Yeah.
in the dream world, and then
You
he had the
got your thing.
dreidel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "We'll focus on that, and I'll bring you back to reality." I feel like
Yeah.
that's how gratefulness works.
I love
Like
that.
when shit is all fucked up, just look for that
Yeah.
little dreidel,
Yeah.
and it'll bring you
Bring you
back
back to
to
reality.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
If you choose that.
Yeah. How are you coping?
So I feel like I cope by acknowledging how powerful being grateful is.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, like people always told me to be grateful, but no one ever told me like why or that
Yeah.
like being grateful could really like change your whole outlook on life. That
Mhm.
just having that gratitude can make you feel like you have more because you're looking at the
Yes.
glass half full instead of half empty.
Yeah.
It can extend time for you because you're now saying,
Mhm.
well, I have time instead of, damn, my time is running out. So instead
Yeah.
of looking at like I've turned 30, like, oh my gosh, like 30 years of my life has passed. And you're looking like, oh, I'm only 30.
I'm only
I got
30.
like 30 more years to go. Jennifer
At
Lewis still
least.
doing hot kicks, you know? Like
Come on,
I
hot kicks.
got time.
I got some, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So just that power of gratitude and being
Yeah.
grateful and thankful, and just continuing to, like you said, look for those things to be grateful for on a daily basis. It could be
Yeah.
something, and I say this is small, like like a bagel, an extremely good bagel.
Mhm.
Like it may seem small to me, that could be huge to somebody else, but just looking
Yeah.
for something, like
Yeah.
doing your hair and it actually turning out well, that's a big win
Ooh,
for me
that's a
nowadays.
big
It's
win.
a
Your
huge
hair does
win.
look good,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
just so you know.
You know,
Yeah.
and just continue to like affirm that I want a life I'm grateful for.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
I love
that's how I
that.
cope. That is how I cope.
I love that.
And I really want to
Um,
hear how people cope. I hope they comment and let us know.
yes, please tell us how you cope with gratefulness, if it's a part of your life. If, like Rena, you had a fear of it, or a misunderstanding of it. Like, no, I would really like to hear if that's, a more
Common
experienced
thing.
feeling. Yeah, because I know that everybody sits in different understandings of it. But I feel like I totally understand where you're coming from once you explain. I wanted to just do a quick recap of the episode, which is to say that gratitude can transform your life. Starting with a very small piece of gratitude will lay a foundation that allows you to be grateful for the whole and the entirety of your life, and that is transformative. And if it feels hard at first, it's okay. Keep at it. Try a little bit every day. Find the small things, even if it's a good bite of food, your hair coming out well, like Rena said. It's just knowing that you have breath in your body because you don't have to. Using your lungs that God gave you and the eyes that God gave you to blink and to breathe, and your phalanges and your metatarpals and all your things working the way they're supposed
Your
to.
toes and your fingers. That's
Yeah.
science. Speak for toes and fingers.
Just knowing that you have those things, whatever it is, um, finding the gratitude in that can be very transformative in your life. And I hope to hear what you're grateful for. I hope that you will tell us how you have incorporated gratefulness into your life, how that has been transformative to you. I would love to hear all those things in the comments. So please let us know. And now we are actually to my favorite part, which is the meditation. What we'll do is take a couple deep breaths. We'll set an intention, take another couple breaths, and then I'll let you go about your day. So, what I would like you to do for me is to take a big deep breath. We'll take a second deep breath. And we'll take one more deep breath. All right, and now we'll set our intention. I intend to continue finding ways to be grateful, as I know that is the lifeblood of which I am still standing. I am grateful for these opportunities to continue to find all the little pieces that make up this journey. So that is my intention.
Hey, lifeblood. Okay. Sustained by gratefulness. It is my intention to live in a way that when I depart this earthly plane, that I am grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because I'm gone, but because of my experience here.
Yes, I love that. I love that. All right, and we'll take our last set of breaths. Take another big deep breath with me. We'll take a second deep breath. And we'll take our last deep breath. All right. Your intentions have been set for the day. Go out there and flourish, sis. Today doesn't have to be a mess.
But it's okay if it is.
It sure is, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We appreciate your continued support. We're grateful for your support.
That part.
We are looking forward to you commenting what you're grateful for this year, letting us know how you've incorporated gratitude into your life, into your well-being. Like, is that a part of your self-care? How has being grateful or being thankful played a part in your life? Let us know. We would love to hear that. Is there anything else? Oh, do we have any shout outs? Do we have any shout outs today?
I'm grateful for you all.
That's a beautiful shout out. I love that. I want to shout out to Black Santa Claus.
Okay, Black Santa.
Yes, I went to CVS the other day, and it was two giant Black Santas just right there at the front. And as seemingly it was so small, but for those to be what welcomed me into the store, it just felt beautiful. It felt amazing, and I was grateful that Black Santa is having his time, and I hope he continues to be here I didn't see a white Santa anywhere, and it wasn't like in a Black neighborhood, you know how they do. It was just a regular. It was just a CVS that was in a, predominantly everybody's there area. And I walked in and two big ass Black Santas was just there, and I was like, that's fucking dope. It made me feel happy, and I want to shout out to Black Santas everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna ruin your happiness.
Oh,
no, I'm sure they were up to good. I'm sure. I'm thinking about how like the Santa costume is such a disarming, look. Like nobody's gonna think, Santa in any way, shape, or form could be robbing a bank around the corner from the CVS. Anyway,
these were figurines.
Oh dang! I thought it was actual like Black Santa.
Oh my god!
Okay. No, that's
hilarious.
Cool. I just went to Friday after next? Wasn't Santa robbing people? Anyway,
wow.
Never mind.
Anyways, again, shout out to Black Santas.
Glass half full. I'm working on it.
She's working on it.
This is random. Okay. So do you think we're gonna have like a gender neutral Santa eventually? Do you think we're heading in that territory?
Maybe.
I like that.
I don't know.
Let's just get so high that you're like, I don't know.
I don't know that I just feel like my brain for a second, but I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, I feel like when I was growing up, there was only white Santa. And then now we have Black Santa. I'm sure there's a Puerto Rican Santa somewhere. And I'm just wondering, like, are we going to have like single mother Santa soon? Or we're going to have like, just like other iterations of Santa.
Of Santa? I don't see why not. If everybody needs a Santa to look like them.
Like I could be Santa.
Yeah.
I could. Not Mrs. Claus.
Santa.
I could set up a Mrs. Claus.
Period, nigga. See, now I'm on board. Oh my God. Y'all getting the silliness from us.
We got Santa and Mr. Claus. So like it's so much. Mr. Claus.
Fucking Santa and Mr. Claus. Okay, y'all. If you ever have a topic idea you would like us to discuss, or if you would ever like to be a guest on the show, please email us at it'samesssis@gmail.com. If you are more a social media person, you can hit us up on Instagram at It's a Messis Podcast. That's also the same for Facebook. That's It's a Messis Podcast. If you are a Twitterer and you like to tweet, go on and tweet us at It's a Messis. And YouTube, if you would like to watch us and all of our beautifulness, you can head on over to YouTube and search us at It's a Messis! ! It's a Messis! ! I don't know why that was so weird for me. It's a Messis! ! Just look us up. Search us. You'll find us and be able to see us visually. As appealing as we are, looking so ravishing and moisturized. But
very moisturized.
Is there anything else we need to let the people know, Rena?
Nope. I think that will do. I
All
fear
right.
saying anything else.
I'm fucking weak. Me too. Well, we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. It's a mess.
Hey, that's why I can't sing.
It's okay. He's gonna talk over my singing though. Okay, it's ready now.